Hey everyone, welcome to another episode with Ralph, the Robin, who likes to read like I do. And I hope you do too, and that's why you're here, because we're going to do some reading today. And you know what? This morning, Ralph woke me up very early with his singing. He was singing so loudly, and he reminded me that today is a special day. It's Earth Day. That's right. He wants everyone to remember that today is Earth Day, and we are responsible to take care of our Earth, aren't we? We're going to read a little bit about the Earth and that it's our job to take care of the Earth. So maybe we should start by talking about what is the Earth. I mean, the Earth is, another word for earth is ground. Like you put plants in the earth, you put plants in the ground. When you go outside and you step down on the ground, you're really stepping on the earth. That's what the earth is. It's where we live. It's where all things live. So the earth is the ground, but it's also, there's a sky that's around the earth, that's part of the earth. There's water in the earth, and everything that grows and all of the animals on the earth, those are all part of the earth too. Yes, the grass that you hop in every morning. Yes, the worms that you pull up out of the ground, those are part of the earth. Even the stones, when you hop up on top of a stone or a rock is part of the earth. Yes, the rain that falls from the sky, yes. And, oh yes, the trees, the leaves, the plants, all of that is all part of the earth. Everything that lives on the ground and in the water and in the sky is part of the earth. So that's what the earth is. And we have a job as people. It's our job to take care of our earth and be good to our earth. Now, my understanding is when you have a job, you're working for somebody. I wonder who we're working for when we take care of the earth. I wonder, who is the boss? Who is the boss of the earth? Oh, you think it's the eagles? Why do you think it's the eagles? I can understand how you would think that the eagle, flying and soaring in the sky, looking down over the whole world, is the boss. But you know what, Ralph? The boss is much bigger than eagles. In fact, the Bible tells us. The Bible is the book that God, who made the earth, gave us. But there's a place called Psalms 24. Would you like to read it, Ralph? Okay, you read it to us. Oh, did you understand that? Let me interpret. The earth is the Lord's and all that is in it. The earth is the Lord's and all that is in it. So who's our boss? That's right. God is our boss. God is the boss of the world. He made it. He created everything. So he's the one who owns it. So if God is the boss, that means we work for God. And we better do a good job taking care of our earth. We better be kind to the robins. We better be kind to all of the animals. We better not hurt things, but take care of them, because God is our boss, and He made this world. And there's one other thing the Bible tells us. Not only does the earth belong to the Lord and everything in it, but if we move a little further in the Bible to the place called Romans, it says, ever since the creation of the world, That's when God made the world ever since the very beginning. God's eternal power and his divine nature, invisible though they are, have been understood and seen through the things he has made. So, even though God is invisible, we can't see him. We can see the earth, and everything we see in the earth tells us about our God, about how strong he is, how great he is, how kind he is, how good he is, how tender he is, how gentle he is, how creative he is, how majestic he is. Everything that we can see in our world tells us about our God, who we can't see. He wants us to know that he's the boss, he made it all, and he put us in charge to take good care of it. And what else does he want us to know? That we can learn all about our God and what he's like by looking at the earth. So, we're going to read a couple books now, and Ralph, you're going to sit down over here with your friends up here as I read, okay? So our first story is, Where Does God Live? And this is by August Gold and Matthew Perlman. But I'm going to read it like, Where Can We Find God? Okay? Where can we find God? Was the question she had. God is in us all, said her mom and her dad. God's all there is, and all that you can see. But I still don't see God, so how can that be? Said the child. That's 'cause you're looking with just your eyes. Look into your heart, and you'll see God inside. Look out with your eyes to the world all around. You can find God in things big. Have you ever seen one of those? Maybe at the zoo. And you can find God in things small. Look at how small that is. Can you see what it is? What kind of an insect is that? It's amazing. I love watching dragonflies. Have you ever had one land on you? You can find God everywhere. He is the all in all. We have a river like that runs through our city of Detroit, don't we? You can find God in the sun, in the light, and in the night. You can find God in flowers. I love flowers, don't you? I love to see things grow. You can find God in the oceans and the streams. One of my other favorite places, the waves of the Great Lake Michigan. Have you ever been there? You can find God in the treetops. Have you ever laid down on the grass and just look up at the sky and the trees and wonder at where God is in that moment? You can find God in everyone here on earth. That's why we all shine from the day of our birth. You can find God in all people. You can find God's light. God lives in our laughter. God is our delight. You can find God when you fly up into the air. You can find God in your tears when you're sad or you're scared. You can find God in your muscles when you do something new. you can know that God is always with you. You can find God whether you're near or you're far. God can be found wherever you are. And remember, whatever you say or you do, God can be found nearby and will always love you. So the God in my heart has so much to give that wherever I look, I can find where God is. Now her question was answered. She smiled. She could see wherever she looked is where God would be. Wherever she looked is where God would be. I invite you to look around in the earth today and this week and this month and this year and look for God, because wherever you look, God will be.